Hey, thanks for pressing play on another Bite Down Boxing video. I'm the host of the Bite Down Boxing podcast. This is all presented by the Pay Me No Mind Sports and Entertainment YouTube channel. And I'm really just doing a test. Just a month and a half or so ago, I guess it was an update where my whole little live stream setup got trashed. And some of the different changes left my live stream that I had put together inoperable or whatever. And so then there was another update, and then I did some troubleshooting, and here we are. So I'm just trying to do a quick show. This is the second time I actually did this, but you see what the scroll is across the bottom, and it's amazing the platforms and the leniency, etc., that we give Bob Arum to come out and continue to set the narrative for, you know, what's the status quo in boxing, and he can weigh in on who's doing good business, who's doing bad business, who needs to come rock with him. You know, and it's amazing the people that support everything that he does without any question, as is for all of the leaders of the different promotional bodies or outfits, and then as well as the networks. So it's funny how much influence we give some people and how we frown at the moves or the messaging of some, and then somebody, like I said, an individual such as Bob, with just seemed like as much dirt out there, success and failure. It's difficult to talk about others. You know what I'm saying? When your track record is right there for everybody to see, and come away with whatever they want to come away with. But looking at this fight with the upcoming bout for Tyson Fury, his debut on this ESPN deal, the ESPN Plus, whatever, with Top Rank, I guess in conjunction with Frank Warren and MTK and whatnot. But not only is it an underwhelming opponent that was named in this, I believe it's Tom Schwarz, but definitely coming off the heels of the first fight with Deontay Wilder back in December. I believe that was December 2nd. But Schwarz was definitely not the name that many of us were looking for. You know, Bob came out and told us why Schwarz is acceptable and why it's going to be an interesting event. But my focus is not even on Tom Schwarz. My focus is on, can Tyson Fury deliver? Can he live up to the expectations of what U.S. fight fans are looking for in a heavyweight fight? Regardless of who your winner was or whatever the thoughts were on, or however critical even such as myself was about in regards to Deontay Wilder's performance on fight night, he still carried most of the suspense and most of the drama and delivered, 97% of the action and the fireworks. I mean, I give him 97% with the 9th round knockdown and then the 12th round knockdown. And then if you want to give some 3 to 5% entertainment value to Tyson Fury, who was able to get up miraculously, I guess you can do that. But Deontay still carried the suspense in my opinion. We were still sitting there waiting to see what Deontay was going to do in terms of the outcome of the fight versus I really don't see too many of us sitting here whenever this fight happens. I don't see too many of us being wild, and I don't see Tyson Fury moving the needle by, you know, a series of feints and triple jabs and all of that. I mean, that's just not the action that we want to see from our heavyweight champions and contenders and whatnot. So, in my estimation, in my humble estimation, watching this game for the number of years that I am strongly concerned that even though Bob Arum has tried to market this fight and establish the narrative in the manner that he has, ultimately the trick may be no good. You know, he could come out of this situation where all of the build-up and all of the buzz that was garnered from the last from the Deontay Wilder fight, you know, people could be taking a second look at whether or not we even really want to see the rematch. I mean, obviously we want that settled. We want that situation settled. But again, that was the knock on Tyson Fury going into that fight, was that he wasn't the most exciting fighter. We already know that he's not, you know, he's not a devastating puncher. And here it is. We get into a fight where it's against an unknown European opponent who I still haven't looked into the man's track record, and I really don't care to. But, and I don't know if this thing is going to happen on ESPN. To me, it really doesn't matter if it happens on ESPN or ESPN Plus. You know, I don't really know how it moves the needle for Tyson Fury in terms of his popularity or making him look better, you know, looking forward to the rematch. I'm not really buying what Arum has kind of devised here to rebrand Tyson Fury under the Top Rank and you know, the umbrella of ESPN and Disney and all that. I don't see it happening. So again, my focus is not on whether or not Tom Schwarz is a credible opponent or is a noteworthy opponent, or if he, you know, if he brings anything to the table. The question solely becomes for me is, can Tyson Fury actually show up and show out on any level? And I think it's a hell of a gamble with everything that's out there. And like I said, you're inviting people to be highly critical of everything you do if you're out here speaking so vehemently on, you know, first you patted Al Heyman on the back and Shelly Finkel on the back 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, for turning down the money from DAZN and sticking with the way you envision things playing out. And then you come over here and say, you know, what Eddie Hearn is doing wrong and what he shouldn't be doing. And then, you know, to finally, for the biggest clap, for the biggest shot, you say that, you come out and say that Anthony Joshua should be rocking with you. You know, come over here and rock with me. So that all remains to be seen. So good luck. Like I said, I don't really know how we really get excited about Fury Schwarz. Even the ardent Top Rank fans, I mean, we don't know anything about the undercard at this point. I don't believe any details have been put out there concerning, you know, who else could be on the card, in contrast to what we're getting ready to see April 20th with the Terrence Crawford and Amir Khan card. But that's just going to be a tough sell for me, and I think he's overlooking. I think Top Rank in general is overlooking. I think they're not looking at this task in terms of rebranding Tyson Fury. It's more daunting than what it may be, and it might not have a good handle on how to carry this thing through if the thought is that that it's gonna happen with Tom Schwarz. And like I said, again, to repeat this for the last time, I'm just not so confident in Tyson Fury being able to pull it off. You know, maybe he doesn't that was a big event. It was a lot of eyes on that event. You know, it was in Staples Center. It was on pay-per-view. We had the whole story with him coming back and battling back from his substance abuse, from his mental health issues and that struggle, the weight loss. Like, we had all types of stuff, ancillary, factors and whatnot to help sell that fight. We don't have that this time. Nor would you have the Showtime All Access. You won't have that tool here. You won't have so much to point the finger at Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing and Anthony Joshua in that situation to say that he's not doing it right. He's not a real man, but we're over here doing real things. You know, we're conducting ourselves like heavyweight. You don't have that going into this. You really just have Tyson Fury himself. Like, this is what you paid the freight for. And I don't think when I go to work Monday morning after that fight, I don't think it's 10 people. I don't think it's 4 people or 3 people that come up to me and say, "Hey, Wood, I know you love boxing. The Tyson Fury, blah, blah." I don't see that happening. So I don't really see how this really helps improve his standing in the game. I don't see how it really builds. And it's just the first fight. I get it in this venture, but I don't see how it starts to build momentum in any way. And like I said, if Fury, it's kind of a double-edged sword, because if he goes in there and was to somehow lay Schwarz out, 4th, 5th round or whatever, then we would really question what Schwarz was to begin with. So like I said, it's not an easy sell altogether. It's touch and go to me. And we'll see. Moving on to my next topic, though. Speaking of All Access, why do we have to? This is a monumental moment. Steven Espinosa, the president over there of sports and events programming. Sorry, said that this isn't just a good fight. This isn't just a great fight. This isn't just a great fight or a great moment for women's boxing. Like, this is an excellent fight. This is an excellent matchup. It is. Indisputably. Why the hell did they get a 12-minute and 47-second All Access episode? I'm not even trying to be hard on it and trying to be picky, but and I could be completely wrong. If the episode that's out there that's on Showtime is 20 minutes or 25 minutes, 22 minutes, I guess I need to shut up. But from what I saw on the link that was out there on the Showtime YouTube channel, that joint was like 12 minutes and 47 seconds. And on top of that, it was basically BTS behind the scenes footage and activity from the press conference that we all saw, and we could have filled in the blanks. And if you watched any of the any interviews that were done by the unconventional or untraditional, non-traditional media, you probably had a good idea of all the statements and the stuff that was captured that was included in this All Access episode. So I thought they dropped the ball a little bit, as Showtime has kind of been doing in 2019. You had plenty of time to put this thing together. It's kind of the biggest event they've had since Porter. I mean, not Porter. Since Broner and Pacquiao. So it just seemed like you would have knocked this one out the park. And then again, I thought it would have been an excellent opportunity. I thought if Adrian Broner was going to work in the storyline of him having money and him throwing money and him spending, exorbitant amounts of cash, which I didn't believe that. But if he wanted to put that out there, I was pretty certain that Shields would have wanted to get in some mentioning, some storyline about the water crisis in Flint. But I guess, you know, the movie has been, I mean, they made the announcement that the Barry Jenkins cat, I believe is who it is working on the movie for her. So, you know, maybe that's not as an urgent, you know, topic for her to get out here with this. But I do think it's something that she carries into every fight with her and represents, does something, whether it's with her uniform, whether it's blue strands of hair that's in her braids. This is something that she continues to shine a light on. So, you know, and I mentioned this in the video that I did earlier or last night about after I watched it, my reaction video, that, you know, I can presume that something will, that second episode of the Shields Hammer All Access will be better and really dig more into, showcase the ladies a little bit more and their background or their backstory a lot better. I would think that they'd use that opportunity to dig into that all the way and go a little bit harder with selling this thing and kind of enlightening, you know, more casual fans to how big of a fight this is, and so on and so forth. So yeah, like I said, it just seemed like for you know, for such an important program, I shouldn't have gotten that I'm getting all these different updates up here all of a sudden. It's messing up my, anyway. But it just seemed like it shouldn't have been that obvious of a issue for me to have with the show and pick it apart, that this thing was only 12 minutes and 40 something seconds. And it's a whole, and then, like I said, all of the footage that was included, them on the way to the event, to the press conference, you know, some comments that were that the Showtime people or the production staff, some comments that they got before the press conference and after the press conference. We already really kind of knew that stuff. We've already been watching that for the past 2 weeks, so or the past few weeks, for that matter. So hopefully, like I said, I believe the Pacquiao and Broner, I believe those episodes were around 22 minutes, you know, maybe even 25 minutes. But it's awesome that Showtime elected to put those types of resources in this matchup. So you might as well go out there and do it right, do it correctly. And I think there's big interest. And then, you know, on the Hammer side, I mean, here's a fighter who's had a world title for like over 8 years, nearly 9 years. It's more for us to learn about her. It's more to educate us on about her, to gin up some interest in what she brings to the table. So they need to get on that, in my opinion. But look, man, like I said, I just was doing this so I could get my they went in and changed a lot of stuff on my YouTube channel, and the first stream didn't go through, so I'm hoping this one went through so I don't have to do this again. And now I'm sitting here struggling to add all the hot points that I included in the first piece that I didn't write down and were just gone, lost forever. But anyway, like I said, I'm gonna get ready to get off of here, go back and see, make sure the video is, I know I can make some video improvements, see what the audio is about, and get back to doing my you know, what I envision for for my live stream stuff on a better level. So appreciate the support. Please hit that subscribe button. Please you know, like, leave a comment, so on and so forth. And if not, I'm going to continue pay me no mind in any old way. So enjoy those fights tonight. Like we got action on ESPN Plus and ESPN. I'm out. One.